Cheers from Quebec City this beautiful, calm Sunday evening. The calm before the storm. By now, people should be feeling pretty pressured, under stress, anxiety, and wondering what's going on. You know, it's the same characters that are destroying our world that have been around for a long time. And even in this last 100 years, in the last 50 years, it's the same characters in politics or their sons. And without intelligence to question, it's not even intelligence to question, it's courage to question narratives that you're being fed. You know, at school. I just saw a funny video. Funny. I think I'm going to attach it to the rest of this video. Yes, I will. I will find that video and attach it for you because it'll make your day. It's a little child in a daycare getting the what's for from the daycare teacher. And this is a discussion between the daycare teacher and the child. And the child's completely perplexed over all these rules and things going on. And she's only about 3 years old. And it totally reminds me of me and my father and my son. It's like, what is this? Who are you? What kind of place is this? And then we get put to sleep because we're gaslighted. We're told, no, you do it this way. And so eventually everybody just agrees to go along with the program, and that is why the majority of people are communist Marxists. You know, they're educated to be, and they're just talking out of their head about political parties or whatever. It's all one. It's all one. It's obvious it's one. If it isn't obvious, what is wrong with you? Ugh. It's so hard to live here, guys. It's really hard. And even harder in Quebec City, where I don't know French and I have no capability of learning French or anything. My spirit won't allow me. I've been here 4 years, and no matter how hard I tried, especially the first 2 years, I had lots of time on my hands. I took lessons online, and I went out and I greeted with people, tried to talk with my neighbors. The store clerk was a big help to me over there, but every time I failed. Because a couple of reasons. The conscious reason is because the French are very much accustomed to their own accent. And so, you know, and I'm English, and I say words how they sound, you know, the best I can. But they don't accept that. It has to sound like it's spelled. And when, no, it's just not going to work out for me. It's no left brain left. I erased my left brain and don't plan on building another one in the same way as we have been doing. I want to be more creative. The other reason is Latin. The other reason why I won't learn French is I think I used to know Latin. You know, in my last life, I just feel a couple of things. One, I feel an identity to the words of Latin words, and I love to get to the root of certain words. So it's just something it's how you can discover your own spirit too, is what do you just prefer to do, you know, in your spare time with these little quirks. Do you have quirks like I do? You know, and you can get to know yourself and your past lives if you start to be self-aware of what your spirit's doing, what your spirit's preferences are, etc. So, and when I got here in Quebec, I noticed French just didn't sound right to me, like bon journey. And I said to myself in my spirit, I'm not French, I don't know, what do I know? They say that bon journey means have a nice day. And I just said, no, something's going on. They're twisting the meaning of words or something with these languages. I always wondered why we had to have so many different languages in the first place. And of course, it's to keep us separate and divided. So how are we ever going to communicate with each other? We won't. But, I looked it up, and in Latin, I can't remember what I saw. I did some research in the gematria and Latin. And it means goodbye. Bon journey means goodbye. And that's it. You just know it with your common sense. I do anyway. And that is a real problem with a lot of words in Quebec that just blow my mind. They're the opposite of what they think they're saying. I just wonder if it's part of the Mockingbird program, because it's been going on at least 100 years in the nursery rhymes and the early childhood textbooks and religious books. It's really bad. It's gotten so bad that people just don't even notice the words that we are saying to children in infancy. Like when I got here, I learned Frere Jacques and Alouette. Well, I already knew those songs. In British Columbia, we all knew Alouette and Frere Jacques. We felt French when we could sing those songs. And then I get here, and I'm waking up to my Christ consciousness, and I'm realizing, oh my God, what does that song mean anyway? And I went and looked. Alouette. You know the song? Alouette, jante alouette, alouette, jante plumeray, jante plumeray. Anyway, I'm not going to sing it because I'm a horrible singer right now. Without a band and a whole bunch of technical stuff to help me along. But it means they're going to take your senses. Like it's singing a song that they're going to take your senses. I'm going to take your nose, I'm going to take your head. In the general big picture of the hypnotic language, as a clinical hypnotherapist and as somebody waking to my spirit of many lives, I can tell you without a doubt it's a hypnotic song to instill a lack of respect for the senses, I guess. I don't know. It's not a good intention. That's all I need to know. Frere Jacques is a mocking song. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Now you're going to tell me, oh no, there's a history about Brother John from St. Patrick's Church over there, blah, blah, blah. Oh, no. You make up stories about why they're giving hypnotic songs. Put you to sleep. It puts us to sleep. And then what really seals the deal and puts children into unconsciousness is around 5 years old is when they go unconscious. Or before now in daycare, they're going sooner and having less time as Christ conscious. Infants are Christ. They're perfect. They're in joy. They are emotionally love, pure love, and that is your God. If you want to know who God is, there you go. It's the infant, and that's what Jesus tried to tell you too. But it got twisted, gaslit, and none of the truth can be found here. So, I can be wrong at times, and I do backtrack from time to time, especially when it concerns the truth. It has to be told by me. I have to tell the truth. That's how my mother conditioned me. That was part of our contract. She hates liars, cheats, and thieves. Because my dad was one. And so She terrorized me with those words. And I will never lie. I will not lie. I will be wrong at times. That's another thing about emotional intelligence, though. You're okay being wrong. You're better off being wrong. Because if you're wrong, you can learn something and grow in consciousness, awareness. The more you're willing to be wrong. Without the sense of emotion, to feel your way and what is going on emotionally, to be able to communicate emotionally, you have to kind of be telepathic and know how to read people properly, not just by the word. What words are said is stupid. Like, you can't distinguish anything if you're only going by the word and data. Really, you can't. And you can feel the truth if you're paying attention to your feelings, your emotional feelings, not the touch feeling. Aristotle didn't even talk about the sense of emotion. And that's the only sense you really need to worry about. If you've got that, you can grow your emotional intelligence. Pretty sure it's the point. But the word has devolved our intelligence because the word is being used against us, to have us imagine things we should never be imagining, ever, ever, ever. You don't know how important your thoughts are and how they will create your own garden in your brain. You know, and it can become permanent depending on how much you water stuff that you shouldn't be watering. That's what, first the scriptures and then the Hollywood. Absolute fantasy for cartoons now. Like, kids don't have a hope in hell. I remember, my mom was so into going to her movies, and getting brainwashed in so early, 10 years old. And I just feel for, oh well, there you go, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I know. And she took me to go see a movie at a drive-in, me and my young brother. I was like maybe 5, maybe. And she took us to the drive-in movie to see Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte. That's a horror flick. And it makes you have really scary thoughts about your mother. Like, what the hell was she thinking? She wasn't. She thinks it's just a movie and something she can go watch and it's not going to have any effect on her. Well, it did. Later on, when she had 4 children, she was at home watching television all the time. And it was always, the guiding light as the world turns. One life to live. It's all, even in the names, it's all hypnotizing, and it's making us retarded. And if we would confront the truth of the liars in the world, the way I always have and got in trouble for, it takes bravery. Yeah, it takes a man, to confront the liars. Just confront the liars around you. And don't let it happen. Because you're not doing them a favor. They're going to face the conscience. Nothing's hidden in the imagination. And that's what we carry with us. And nothing is hidden on the other side. So we're not doing anybody any favors by letting them get away with corruption and tyranny at home and in our political world. Without insisting on the truth, you just well, look at what we've got. We've just got a cesspool of liars everywhere. And people want to be actors and they want to mimic Hollywood and whatever channel they watch. It's just terrible. It's not a decent society. If you ever heard about Babylon, it's 10 times worse than Babylon now. The fantasies, who's going after who, anything goes, let's have a parade. No, it's not going to work out. And I think this place needs to be cleaned up with a landscape. It needs to be landscaped, this garden of fantasy. And you have to understand it's okay to take a role and act, but as long as you are acting your heart and not your head. Be who you are in the truth. Living in the truth, you can be more self-aware. And this is a big part of life skills, and what I'm teaching on my channel here is everything to do with emotional intelligence and how to get it. It really isn't that hard. You don't have to do any homework or writing down things. You just have to start using your mind in a new way and erasing things that aren't working for you and dropping thoughts. You're allowed to do that. Drop thoughts. I have to drop thoughts all the time because I'm bombarded, with words I don't want to water at all anymore. Alright, I'm getting a lot of interference, so from the outside, and I get distracted quite easily, pardon me. Anyway, without a doubt, we have to know in our hearts that what is going on is wrong. It's wrong for our spirits. It's wrong for it's not creating anything good right now. And I'm really concerned about the future because children are being terrorized. And that's just unacceptable to me. To keep us and our children in a trance is to keep this system going as robotically as it is, as slaves to a terrible militant war medicine system. It's just not good for us. We need to create better, and we can only do it if we put our two brains together, and we're not know-it-alls in the big picture. It's not going to work if we need a Lord. It just isn't going to work. Everybody's divided and picks teams. There's no team leader right now that you want. We have to work collectively, individually. And that just means being willing to be emotionally intelligent about things, I just see people behaving like cartoons and children all the time. It's really hard to watch, and I really have no hope. I really don't. I don't in my grandchildren. Their future isn't there. And so how can I have hope at all when the consciousness has been turned over so blindly. And people, throughout my life, I've had to point out, it's wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this music is going to destroy you, only to be mocked by the majority. It's a democracy. I lose. Well, do I? I have my soul back, and I have my soul mate, and I live in the truth. And I'm trying to save the world. I have big dreams. And this is my role, and it's what I'm doing. What are you doing? That's all for now. So I just wanted to, give you, before you go, a video. I'll just show you.
My name ain't Linda. So you sit right there and time out, little girl.
No, let me say something.
No, don't tell me.
If I wasn't here, I would surely take a day off from you and then a day off from these kids. I'm in the classroom. I'm just done with you.
I'm done with you too, but you in time out.
Oh, let me tell you something, honey. This is not annoying.
You're gonna be in time out.
Oh.
That's why you in time out right now.
I think so.
I think so.
Well, when I get up out of town and go to bed, I will be glad to go home and enjoy the rest of my life. And I completely quit school because all of you.